Hello, I'm Amari Jones, and today is Friday, March 20th. This is caffeineTV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. Just a program note, we will be taking a brief break next week, but we'll return next Friday, March 27th. The first number today is 2, as in the two-state solution for Israel and the Palestinians, which Benjamin Netanyahu backed away from this week in his scorched earth campaign to be re-elected as Israel's prime minister, putting him on a collision course with the United States and possibly the rest of the world. Now, for 2 decades, Israel has stated its willingness to live side by side with the Palestinians in 2 separate countries in peace, and that idea is a cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy for the region as well as the international community. And by backing away from that, Israel risks a rebuke by the United Nations or possibly international sanctions. But yesterday, while on MSNBC, Benjamin Netanyahu cite that he really didn't mean what he said, but even President Obama said it might be too late to take back the impact of what he already said. That's because in a region as fragile as the Middle East, words matter. The next number today is 1979. That's the year in which NASA began to take satellite images of the Arctic. And yesterday, the agency said that Arctic ice is the lowest on record, the latest piece of evidence that global warming is real. And yep, you still have to say that because certain people believe that it's a hoax, like the chairman of the Senate Environment Committee. Now, Arctic ice is important because it reflects back heat from the sun into outer space, keeping the Earth cooler, and less ice means more warming. And scientists have already told us what the impact of global warming is, mainly a more volatile climate, producing things like the extreme drought in California that's underway right now, and the fact that on today, the first day of spring, 32 million people are facing a snowstorm. But I guess all of this just goes to show that those scenarios predicted in the Day After Tomorrow film weren't so far-fetched after all. The last number of today is 54. That's the age of Otis Bird, a Mississippi black man who was found hanging from a tree by a bedsheet with his hands tied behind his back in a forest near his home in what many fear is a modern-day lynching. Now, he was last seen by his family about 3 weeks ago, and they filed a missing persons report 10 days later, and they're now demanding answers as to what happened. The FBI is now investigating. But if this is a hate crime, then it's the latest example of, as we've spoken about here before, the dramatic increase in hate crimes and particularly hate groups during President Obama's time in office, which have gone up by nearly 813%. But honestly, whatever happened here, it's tragic.